Hello, crypto boys and ghouls, and welcome back to the channel, Tales from the Cryptmancer, where we feature content on play and earn games on the blockchain, such as Splinterlands. And in today's video, I want to talk about why I believe bots are likely to level up in our game, specifically bot farms, and some of the data behind this. And I want to talk about the source for this video content today. It actually came from a comment from our last video here, talking about SPS staking requirements and its potential impact for bot farms. And we had a comment here at the bottom. First of all, just a ton of great conversation and comments here on the last video. So thanks everyone for chatting it up and discussing the last video. But we had one viewer, in this case, Last Hope, and Last Hope is doesn't agree with a lot of my video data and takes, I would say, generally speaking. He's been pretty salty, I would say, for the most part. But Last Hope's comment here basically said, "Oh, Tails, $15,000 a month. Yeah, without the rental cost, it has. Kind of forgot about that, huh?" So yeah, thanks Last Hope for that comment. I mean, obviously a little bit of salt here on the comment, but it's certainly a valid comment, and I want to address it and talk a little bit about the rental costs for bots and really why I believe bots will be leveling up, will be going upstream to maintain their APRs and maintain their profitability. And it's definitely, I think we're going to see some data based on this comment that is insightful. So thank you, Last Hope, for that comment. So what I want to start with here is I want to show you some data for a known bot farm. This is the account for AWEE-Leica01. If you've seen my video talking about the secret that bot farmers don't want you to know, how bot farms make money go burr, basically. This is the bot farm that we've talked about in the past. That is a smaller bot farm. I think it's like about 10 accounts, but they play at diamond level for the most part. Gold and diamond level farming is what they do. And you can see in this particular case, this bot farm is renting 746.412 DEC per day. It's renting 186,000 collection power and renting about $1,500 worth of cards. And if we see what this bot is renting, essentially, for summoners, it's renting Thaddeus Brood at level 6, Quicks at level 2, Obsidian at level 4, General Sloan at level 4, and Grandmaster Wraith at level 2. So it's renting approximately, for the most part, summoners in the silver to gold level range, depending on the summoner in this particular case that they're renting. So why is this data important, and what does this mean? Well, I want to show you a couple things, and I promise I'll get to the point here. So you can see here, if we look at AWE Leica in the game, they're currently in the game right now at a 2469 rating right here in Modern. And if you look at the leagues here, 2469 for rating is right under Gold 2. It's basically 31 rating points away from Gold 1. And if you were to, I'm sure, search on this account for last season, you would see it's probably playing up into Diamond 2, roughly, maybe. I'm not sure where it got last season, but it will play into Diamond with renting those silver and gold level summoners. Again, no surprise there. If you watch my video channel, you know that with rating inflation, you don't need to have a diamond deck to actually earn diamond rewards. You basically need to rent for maybe silver, gold level, and you're good to go. So why is this important? Why is this bot renting for 700-ish DEC a day and farming in gold and diamond relative to the conversation on why I believe bots will be leveling up? Well, if you look at the data here for the rewards for this account, this specific account you can see here, AWE Leica01, courtesy of Splex Season Summary, which calculates not only the daily focus chest, but the season reward chest. you can see that last season, this bot made $11.90 through Chaos Legion packs and SPS. And why is that relevant? $11.90 here. Well, if we do the math here, let's take a look-see, shall we? We can see that this account is renting 746.412 DEC a day in rentals to maintain its farm operations because it doesn't own any cards. Surprise, surprise. At the rate of DEC at 75 Splintoshis, that means that this bot is spending 55.98 cents per day to rent and farm at the gold diamond level. If we extrapolate that and say that this bot rents every single day, which, it may or may not, it may have 3-day cooldowns perhaps. Let's just say for conservative purposes that it rents every single day. This gold diamond deck, 15 days in the season. You can see here that the rental cost of this gold diamond level bot is $8.39 for the season. And guess what? This is why this is important. If we look at the season rewards, $11.90 is greater than $8.39. So what does this tell you? It tells you that this bot farming at the gold and diamond level, if it sold its Chaos Legion packs and its SPS, would not only pay for its season rentals farming at this level, but it actually would have made about $3.51 in profit. In addition, look at all the soulbound reward cards it has farmed here in the last season. Let me, give you a hint. If you actually calculate it all out over the course of the last 2 seasons here, since soulbound reward cards have been introduced, this account has farmed over 450 BCX of soulbound reward cards, which is pretty impressive. And you can see again, if they had an $8.39 cost of renting the previous season, season 104, which was the first soulbound season, well, they made $20.40 in rewards there in SPS and packs. So yeah, they made, let's say, a little over $12 last season. Plus again, they farmed a bunch of soulbound reward cards. And you might be thinking, well, Tails, yeah, okay, they're profitable in farming here. They're making money. They're paying for their rentals. They don't own any cards, and they've gotten 450 plus BCX of soulbound reward cards. Okay, I get it. This is a profitable bot farm. This person is very smart. They're doing very well for themselves. You're right. Bots are probably, capable of farming at this level and doing quite well. And, going back to Last Hope's point, he basically says, hey, Tails, yes, the bot farms might be making $15,000 a month, but there's rental costs associated with that you have to subtract from that income. Well, I'm telling you, based on the data that I just showed you, if you're farming at the right levels in the game, let's say gold or higher, you don't have rental costs because I just showed you that they pay for themselves. There's no cost. You don't have to buy any cards. You can farm profitably without owning any cards. And not only can you farm profitably SPS and packs, you can also farm a ton of soulbound reward cards. And this goes back to my whole point is that bots, if they're doing this right, are farming soulbound reward cards for free right now in the game. And they're building these decks that are going to be able to farm indefinitely. Icy Flow, make sure I don't say the forevermore there. But they're going to be able to farm indefinitely with soulbound rewards moving forward. We just showed on this account here. Let's take a look at this bot's soulbound reward cards. It's got 459 BCX here of soulbound reward cards that it's farmed. It's farmed quite a bit here, and they're definitely doing something right. If I just filter on the summoners to give you an idea, because there's been also comments out there in the video descriptions here of some of the soulbound content that I've done that there's no way that these bots could actually farm decks that are be useful anytime soon. Well, we just showed that what this bot is renting are level 2 legendaries and level, let's say, 4 rare summoners. Well, look, after 2 seasons, this account has, with 2 gold foils, has a level 3 fire summoner. It has a level 2 earth summoner. It has right now a level 2 death, but you can see here it's got enough BCX here to actually make this a level 3 death summoner. It's already got a level 4 water summoner, and it's already got an additional 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 BCX to get it almost to level 5. So it's got a total of 32 BCX for water. Now it doesn't have a dragon summoner yet, it looks like in this particular case, but everything else is, let's say, between levels 2, 3, 4, and almost to 5. And that's just after 1 month of farming. So again, if this Soulbound reward card farming bot farm can get almost silver level summoners, let's say, conservatively speaking, after 2 months of farming, well, that's a pretty good deal, because now all of a sudden, in theory, they don't have to even pay 700 DEC a day to rent. They could just farm with Soulbound reward cards. And you'd be like, well, it's not going to happen because they don't have the collection power to farm at gold level. Well, that's not necessarily the case. You can see here they've already farmed 9,270 collection power just in Soulbound reward cards after 1 month. And what does that translate in the game to be? If we look at it, the league levels here for modern, that is essentially somewhere between silver 3 and silver 2. And if they were to double that in the next month, that would be over 20,000 CP, which would put them into silver 2. Now, it doesn't put them into enough collection power to farm gold or diamond right now, but this is where the SPS staking requirement details come into play, because for this particular bot farm in the future, they're not going to have to rely on collection power to farm gold or diamond. They're going to have to rely on staked SPS instead. So we can see a case here, successful case, of how bot farming at the gold and diamond level is successful, and why bot farms would be inclined to level here for farming purposes. But let's take a look at, let's say, some of the A-teams bots specifically and where they're farming today. If we pull up one of these bots, in this particular case, Duong94 from the A-team, which we covered yesterday on the SPS staking requirement video, this bot is farming and renting here. Well, it's renting cards for 30.267 DEC per day here. And if we look at the course of the season, let's say they rent every day and don't have a cooldown. Basically, if they rent it every day of the season, excuse me, let me make sure I do the math properly there. They're basically renting here 34 cents worth of rentals over the course of the season if they rented every single day. And if we look at Duong94 here, we can see kind of what level they're playing at in Splinterlands right now. And let's take a look-see. This bot is farming here with a rating of 851. So it is roughly farming right now in the bronze 1 range. It'll probably climb into silver here shortly and start farming at silver. So let's just say this is a bronze silver bot. Again, it is farming and renting costs here at 34 cents a day. If we pull up Splex here, let's take a look here and pull up Duong94's season data here for rewards. And what we're going to see here for last season, the rewards here at bronze and silver, they actually farmed 109 bronze chests and 11 silver chests. And their total value here was 9.4 cents. And it came from SPS here, Battle SPS and End of Season SPS. And that is not a good value proposition. Spending 34 cents in rent and basically making 9 cents in SPS to resell is not necessarily profitable. So by looking at those specific data points, looking at 2 different bot farms, looking at 2 different strategies and league levels that they're farming, you can see here why the data shows it to be more favorable and why bots are likely to level up moving forward to maintain their profitability. And again, to reiterate, again, the farming at the gold and diamond levels, when you're seeing these bots farm profitably or rent free, and you're seeing them, farm 459 BCX worth of cards in 2 seasons, it can be a little scary. But, there's the data. Again, Last Hope, thank you for your comments, and hopefully this data shows, more insight to, again, why bot farms are likely to level up here and why the rental costs are certainly not something that, smart bot farms are currently worried about. So until next time, keep stacking those stats.